Good evening, friends. Today I want to talk to you about how to use the inner compass to discover your why, to find your purpose. And I'm going to be using a framework called Ikigai, which was devised by the Japanese as a tool for finding meaning, because that's what the word Ikigai means. Ikigai is a Japanese word which means that thing which gives me fulfillment, that thing which causes me to wake up in the morning and do the things that I do. So, I want us to start. Now, I want you to picture in your mind 3 circles. Draw 3 circles in your mind, and all those circles are intersecting, they are combined. Now, at the center of those 3 circles, I want you to shade that area in red, if you have a red pen or a red color. Now, the first circle we're going to be looking at is the circle of your passion. Passion speaks about, what do I love? Now, I'm not talking about romantic love. I'm talking about something deeper than romantic love. I'm talking about the voice of your heart, your deepest desires, your flow, that thing which puts you into flow. What do I mean? What are those activities that you do, whether it's writing, singing, talking, whether it's having discussions, but what are those things which you do that you enjoy doing them? You could do them even when you're not being paid, and do them with quality, just out of the pleasure that comes by doing the activity. I want you to think about that thing in your life. I'm not just talking about hobbies. I'm talking about something which is deeper than hobbies. What kind of job could you do for free? You could be paid for it, but you love doing it for free. Your motivation for doing that job or doing that work is love. In other words, I'm talking about an activity that engages your spirit, that engages all your senses, that when you're doing it, you find everything about you, spirit, soul, and body, you're engaged in it, and you forget about time. In fact, you lose track of time, that you'll find by the time you're done with it, hours have passed, and you're shocked, and you're like, wow, what is that thing? Maybe it's reading a book. Maybe it's playing a video game with mysterious tasks and objectives. What is that thing that you do that energizes you? That's in the first circle. What's my passion? I want us to go to the second circle. The second circle is the circle of talent. Now, talent is your strength. It's your ability to do something well and to execute it perfectly in a way that no other human being on earth can do it. Oh yes, that's what I mean. I'm meaning the thing that you are the best in the whole world at doing. Have you found that thing? You need to find it, because it exists. It's there in us. Science is showing us that over 600 talents are embedded in every human being. Out of all the 7 billion people on the planet, the 8 billion people on the planet, every individual person has over 700 talents. Think about that. But now, out of all the 700 talents, there is just that one core talent, your greatest strength. That thing which, if you do, you're even better than Bill Gates at doing it. You're better than Elon Musk. You're better than Einstein. Not in the sense of being better than them in terms of the work created, but in terms of the individuality and the uniqueness. Have you ever realized that even your thumbs, the thumbprints on your hand, it's only you in the whole world who has those thumbprints. No other person has those thumbprints. No person in the past, in history, has ever had those thumbprints. No one who will ever be born in the future ages to come will ever have those thumbprints. It's only you. That's how unique your strength is. You need to find yours. Okay? Mine is inspiration, it's teaching, it's mentoring, it's coaching, like what I'm doing right now. You need to find yours. That's the second circle. I want us to go back to the third circle in our visual mental, the mental picture we have of the three circles. Now that last third circle, I want you to call it the circle of pain. Now what is the pain? What painful thing do you see happening in the world which you hate with all your heart, and you feel that if you had the resources and the authority, you'd eliminate it forever? What is that thing that's happening in the world that's painful and that you want to end, you want to put an end to it? Is it poverty? Is it inequality? Is it emancipation of the disadvantaged youth or people? Is it unemployment? Is it sickness? Is it terminal sicknesses? What is that thing that you hate with all your heart, that you want to remove from the world because it's bringing a lot of pain? I want you to write that thing in the third circle. Now, where all these three circles combine at the center, that's where your why is. That's where your purpose is. That's where your mission is. So your purpose and your why is found at the place where your strengths, where your talents and passion solve the problems of the world. Let me say that again. Your purpose is found at the place where your greatest strengths and your deepest passions solve the problems of the world. Where your deepest passion and the pain in the world, where they meet and collide. That nexus point of the three circles is where your why is. And to find it, you need to listen to the voice, to the inner voice in you. The inner voice of flow that speaks through flow and love as the motivation. The inner voice that makes you distinct in terms of your abilities, your strengths, your gifts, your competences, and that makes you stand out of all the rest. The inner voice that cries out to you from the world, from the poverty that's happening in the world, from the war, from the abandonment, from the pain, from all the wrong things that are happening in the world. That thing that causes your heart to feel pain. You remember, like Mother Teresa, every time she would look at street children, she wouldn't sleep when she goes back home. She would just be full of pain and sorrow. She was uncomfortable until one day she spoke to herself and said, I'm going to end this. I have to do something. I may not end all the poverty in the world, but I can make a difference. I can do something small. That's when she started her organization to treat the orphans and the forgotten. So that was hers. For Martin Luther King Jr., his pain was racial segregation of the black people in America. That's why he started the civil rights movement. For Mandela, it was apartheid, the apartheid system in South Africa. All these things were pains to them that drove them to find their why and their purpose. They never knew and they never realized where this pain was taking them until they started solving and addressing those issues. That's when they realized, oh, this is my purpose. I want to encourage you, you can also find yours. What are your three circles? What's your passion? What do you really, really love? I'm not just talking about anything. What do you really love? What are your greatest strengths? What are your greatest superpowers that no other person in the world can do? And what is that problem in the world that is speaking to you, that is drawing you, that is calling you? John Campbell calls it the call to adventure. Oh my God. You should read that book. It's called The Hero with 1,000 Faces. Every person hears that voice calling. It's the voice of destiny. It's the inner voice. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you. I want to invite you to dance in the realm of purpose. Find those 3 circles. If you've enjoyed this teaching, please subscribe, like, and share with the rest. See you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.